So I'm that creator, but I'm also the host of the Culture Witch podcast, kind of simulating all the different cultures' major archetypes or major stories and showing them in different perspectives and different lights, and showing that a lot of cultures actually have the same story, and just giving a highlight to that. I also host full moon meditation, full moon circles, along with Mimi the Motivator. And I'm just here as a steward of the earth. So I'm one of the vendors for today. So please stop by. You can see some of my candles. And I'm just excited for this event. So welcome.
Thank you, Culture Witch. And next up is Miss Victoria Davis from Righteous Tone.
Hello, everyone. Thank you all for attending. I'm so excited to see so many people here from all over the world. It's such a blessing to connect with you guys today. My name is Victoria. I am the owner of The Righteous Tone. It is a handmade copper jewelry business, and we specifically specialize in what I like to call statement pieces. You know, a lot of times as women in our different career fields, we're kind of told how we're supposed to dress, how we're supposed to look. But when you can be yourself and express your own individual personality in the way that you accessorize, in the way that you dress and present yourself, you end up doing such a better job at whatever it is that you're putting your heart and your energy to. So if you would like to shop with me, come on into my room. Everything that I make is handcrafted, and I can't wait to connect with you all. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Victoria. And next up is someone here who is representing jewelry, which, as you can see from my lovely earrings, is one of my favorite things. So next up, I would like to welcome Miss Natasha Williams to introduce herself and also let us know what breakout room you're in.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Natasha Williams. I'm coming to you live from Texas. I'm in breakout room number 10. As you can see, I am currently sporting some lovely jewelry that is from Paparazzi. I have the earrings and the necklace set on. I'm not sure if you can see it, but it's very inexpensive. I also have a couple of statement pieces. So if you're interested, come on by to breakout room 10. I would love to shop with you and talk and chat with you. See you soon.
Awesome. Thank you, Natasha. And next up is someone who represents finances and credit. Y'all, she helped you get your business straight. And I want to welcome Miss Kimberly Connor to introduce herself. And again, Kimberly, please make sure you let us know what breakout room you're in. And unmute yourself as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. Good morning, kings and queens. My name is Kimberly Connor here in Colorado Springs, and I'm in breakout room number 9. I do have some free giveaways for you guys. Also, I'll take your information to, give you a pretty much one-on-one credit consultation to see how I can assist you. We work on both personal and business credit. We just rolled out a program to where we're helping people to go ahead and apply for their PPP loans as well as their SBA. So we will put you in a queue to be one of the first that we're partnered up with a hedge fund of over $4 billion. We all know that a lot of us got denied for the SBA loans and the PPPs on the last term. So we're definitely here to educate you and get you in the right direction for success to get that money and start winning so that your business can be the best that it can be. So come and see me, guys.
All right. Thank you, Kimberly. Thank you so much. So again, I want to thank everyone, welcome you to being here today at Get High on Motivation Live 2021, New Year, New You. We are going to be kicking this off very, very shortly here. So again, you have a couple of minutes to connect with those vendors. Again, type it in the chat if you do want to connect with them really quickly before we start. I'll say don't spend too much time now, because I don't want you to miss something good, all right? Because it is going down today. Or as I should say, it's going up. It's about elevation. And we're definitely going to get you elevated, get you high on that motivation today, and we're going to have a great time. So again, if you have recently joined us, I am going to recommend that you type your name and the city that you're representing in the chat box. I would definitely love to recognize everyone who is here today joining us and give you a shout out. And I want to recognize everyone out there in internet land. I want to welcome all the people who are connecting with us today by Facebook. Welcome all the people who are connecting with us today by YouTube. I'm going to remind you, you can continue to share. You can invite more people. This is for everyone. And whomever you know who should be here today, start a Facebook watch party with them. Why not? Send them the link in their text messages. Send them the email. Send them a TikTok. How do you do it nowadays? I don't know, because I feel like I'm getting no. But whatever the form of communication is that you utilize, please share this event with a friend. We're going to have a lot of fun today. We're definitely going to get high on motivation, and we have some great speakers coming your way. So guys, it is countdown, like less than a minute. All right, it's time. So again, welcome, welcome, welcome to Get High on Motivation Live 2021, New Year, New You. I am your amazing co-host, Miss Marilyn J., you crazy sexy fool. And my job here today is to introduce your host and MC. But first, I got a question. I need to know, who here is ready to get high today? Yes, yes, that's it. I see it. I love it. Yes, that's right. Who here has already gotten high today? On motivation, that is. On motivation, keep it on the right track. See, I got to watch out for y'all. Y'all slick. Y'all real slick. But more importantly, we are going to get high today. And I welcome you to breathe in, inhale, and take a huge toke of all the information that is going to be blowing your way today. Yes, today is about firing up and getting lit, all right? Firing up and getting lit. Who's going to fire up and get lit with me? Hello? Who's going to blaze up with me out there? Yes, that's right. So to keep things burning, I am going to introduce your host and MC. This man right here, he is an amazing man. He is a loving father, a devoted husband. He is a man of faith, an Army combat veteran, all right? And he's been recognized in the Colorado area as Entrepreneur of the Year. Now, he's a business owner. He is a dedicated community leader and just a phenomenal man who's going to blow you away today, all right? So without further ado, it's time to pass that thing on over to none other than DJ Shield, AKA Mr. James Flowers. So you guys help me out. Give him a round of applause and welcome him to the stage. Our virtual stage, that is.
Well, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so honored to be here today. But first, I want to give honor to God. I want to give honor to my family. I want to say thank you for that great intro to Miss J. And then welcome to Get High on Motivation Live 2021, a new year, a new you. We are so glad that you're here for our second annual event. We have some powerful speakers, some amazing vendors, and just so much information for you guys and gals to get. It's going to be outrageous. A couple of housekeeping notes, folks. First, your cell phones, please turn them off. Put them on silent, put them on vibrate, put them on stun, whatever you need to do, but we don't want that cell phone to distract you from the great information we're about to have. Second, all mics need to be on mute unless you're the actual speaker or you've been asked to turn your mics off, folks. We'll make sure that there's no background noise, information that stop us. At the same time, when your mic is turned on, if you have a secondary device that you are using to hear as well, make sure that volume is turned on so we're getting echo background effect. We'll make sure that we have all of the information clearly spoken. And for this day, every day, when you're speaking to someone, make sure you got your notebook then you can take these notes, because there's going to be if you're a miner, there's going to be a lot of platinum, diamond, titanium, gold, or gold-plated nuggets going to be dropping over the place. You're going to pick them all up to become successful and motivated for this year, next year, and the years to come. So a little bit about myself. Ms. Jay has introduced you. My name is James Flowers. I am your MC. I'm also the owner of James Flowers Business and Branding Strategies. My job is to take your business and strategize the proper way to brand you, so that when people look for you, they find you and not the other person that they're looking for. I'm in room number 2 because I'm here for you. And we're going to make sure that we get motivated and high and just keep moving by. So I'm not going to be your speaker today. I just want to make sure you get started. We've had great speakers that have come, great speakers that are going to come. But today you've got the best of the best to speak to you folks. So the gentleman who's going to start us off is a good friend of mine. He's a local Colorado Springs native, Mr. Diego Lagan. I always mess his last name up. You know I does it by accident. Diego is owner of Alfate Plumbing and Heating in Colorado Springs. He's someone who has lived a very destructive life, negative life, but has now become a successful business owner, an entrepreneur that is spreading the message of positive life, positive mind. He owes his success and transformation to the dedication to and from his wife and children. So ladies and gentlemen, with no more restraint, no more delay, I bring to you the man of the hour, Mr. Diego. My brother, take over.
James, I appreciate that intro. You guys are tuning in to Get High on Motivation Live 2021. New year, new you. Now, what does that mean to you? I know what it means to me, and I'm going to tell you what it means to me. I had a very different speech prepared for today until some events occurred yesterday that has forever changed my life and added to my perspective of my life. Okay. Now, before we get started with that, I want to ask you guys a question, and think long and hard as you type your answer into the comment section. With 2 words and 2 words only, I want you to put what does life mean to you? What is the meaning of life? In 2 words only, I want you to put it in the chat box, okay? So I'm going to keep it real. I'm going to be raw, and I'm going to be honest, transparent, and truthful. Again, I had a different speech prepared, but the events that happened yesterday has forever changed the landscape of my life. And again, I come from a very negative, a very destructive background, as I was a former gang member growing up, knucklehead kid, to now transforming my life into a very positive, giving, happy lifestyle, you know? And I believe our struggles and pains in life truly makes us who we are, and truly gives us the perspectives we need to accomplish what we want to accomplish in this life. Because let's face it, life is extremely short. We're here one day, gone the next. So again, I told you I'm going to speak about some events that happened to me yesterday. I woke up like a normal day. I wake up at 4 a.m. every day, non-negotiable. I go to the gym. I hit it hard in the gym. I eat healthy. And then I get my day started, okay? Well, I was at a customer's house around 11 o'clock. They had a flood. My feet got soaking wet. I had no business with going back to my house only to change my socks. So keep in mind, my day was not filled with stopping by my house. I truly believe God puts us in places at the right time, at the right moments. I truly believe that. If I would have showed up 10 minutes later than the time I showed up, something bad would have happened. If I would have left a minute before what transpired, something bad would have happened. Okay, and given, I'm a man with a very destructive past that now is so positive and loving and giving that it's just who I am. I'm about action. So as I walk out of my house to leave, my wife was like, "Stay, let's eat lunch. Let's eat lunch. Come on, babe. You're never here for lunch. You're never here for lunch with me." I said, "I'm sorry, babe. I got to go." And as I'm walking out of the house, and this is true story, this is true event. It took a lot for me to share this, but I feel it's super important to share what transpired yesterday. Because again, it has forever changed my life and me as a person, okay? So I walk out of my house and I hear the sounds that I have never heard in my life. I heard a mother full of pain, full of agony, and full of worry. There was this mother yelling. It was my neighbor that was 4 houses down, okay? She didn't see me because she was going door to door trying to get help. And finally I said, hey, are you okay? What's going on? And I could not understand her. All I understood was my son's trying to kill himself. Now in that split second, we're talking 3, 4, 5 seconds. Once I understood what she was saying, my whole life flashed before my eyes. I seen my wife, I seen my kids, I seen every moment of good, bad, challenges, adversity that I have had as a man in my life. In my life. And that's why I challenge you guys, what does life mean to you? So as soon as she said that, I took off running. I didn't have a clue what I was going to walk into. All I knew is that actions produces results. And I acted. Okay? I acted. I acted based off of my past. I acted based off of what this life is truly about. And this life is truly about loving one another, appreciating one another, educating one another, elevating one's life, motivating one another. All those things wrapped into one is pure love. So as I ran into this house, as I acted, as I took massive action to help this mother that was in agony out, I didn't know what I was walking into. When I walked into that house yesterday, this young man, teenager, had a belt wrapped around his neck, and it took me a good minute to grab that belt and get it off his neck, okay? And this is true events. The kid came to. He was almost on the verge of passing out. And I grabbed that kid. Didn't even know him, just know him as a neighborhood kid. And I grabbed him and I said, it's okay, man. I'm here. It's Diego. I'm here with you. Breathe, breathe, breathe. We love you. Breathe, man. It's okay. And as he came to, I seen the pain in this young man's eyes. I seen the hurt in this young man's eyes. I seen the confusion in this young man's eyes. And I seen myself in this young man. And I sat there with him for 15 minutes before the paramedics showed up. And all it takes is one word to make an impact in somebody's life. All this kid wanted was somebody to talk to besides his family. That's all this kid wanted. The kid is okay today. He is all right. But as I experienced that yesterday, not knowing what I was walking into, not knowing the outcome of what that situation was, I did know one thing, is that through my love for another human being, I was able to make a small impact on this mother and this kid's life. Do I look at myself as a hero? No. I truly believe God put me there at the right time, at right place to make an impact in this young man's life. Now, again, I'm forever changed. The mother is forever changed. I spoke with her this morning. I'm going to take it upon myself to mentor this kid. And I truly believe that's what we need to accomplish within this life. So I have a plumbing trade school that's being created nationwide because I'm huge on creating opportunities. And our mission statement is 4 simple words: to educate, elevate, motivate, and inspire. And if we can do one of those 4 pillars each and every day of our lives, then that's the true meaning of life. We must educate each other. We must elevate each and every one of our lives together. We must motivate each other that we only get one life to live. And through this life, through this precious life that we get on this earth, we have to continue to motivate one another to do better, to live better, to be better. And ultimately, when we can do those three things, we can inspire. We can inspire. So I challenge you to do that to one another moving forward. That event yesterday forever changed my life. And I felt it was important to share that with you guys. I'm Diego. Love is a great thing. Love is a great thing. Now, by hearing that story that I just told, that truth, that real raw truth of the events that happened yesterday, life to me is love. That's what life is to me. Thank you.
Oh my goodness, I got to give you a standing ovation on that, Diego. That story right there was deep, meaningful, powerful, sir. Appreciate that. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to put in the chat the nuggets, the touching moments, and the wow that you got out of Mr. Diego's speech. So in the chat, just type in those nuggets, the wow stuff you got, and we're really appreciating that. This is, once again, Get High to Motivation Live 2021, New Year, New You. We just had Mr. Diego give his opening speech for this ceremony, folks, this conference, and that is how you start motivation. You start off with life and doing it right. We appreciate that, sir. And we're just getting started, people. We've got some more outstanding speakers coming up. Let me give you guys another minute to go ahead and put your comments in the chat and how this speech touched you, the nuggets you got from it, the change that it gave in you, and the motivation you felt. And we're just getting started. This conference is actually on YouTube Live. It's also on Zoom. Feel free to forward this conference link to anybody that can join in, and we can help this be a bigger experience. This is the second annual event with many, many more to come. Perfect. Now, folks, at the same time, if you want to, I know we're in a virtual event. If you do not know, on the bottom of your bar, there's a reaction bar. You can hit it and click, and there's a little hand clap. If you look at my picture, it shows my hand clap. You can do an audio reaction there. You can show your hand clapping, or you can do the ASL clap of your hands, folks. We have outstanding speakers just came up. But wait, there's more. Coming up next, folks. Our next speaker is Mr. Glenn Gibbs. Let me give you a little background on this young man here. Mr. Glenn Gibbs enlightens, empowers, and encourages dedicated people that are focused on their future. A lifelong bridge builder, he sees others as they can be. The years he spent in leadership roles at various levels as a teacher, coach, engineer, and serial entrepreneur provides him with the personal ability to show others how to transform from where to where they want to be, from where they are to where they want to be, Building and leading diverse teams in competitive analysis, he focuses on combining practical and actionable insights with proven strategies that empower others to realize their goals. Mr. Gibbs was born in American Midwest and spent his formative years in American Southeast. He received his bachelor's degree in engineering. Being creative and a lifelong learner provided the drive to proceed and succeed where others saw the impossible and stopped. His style can be best described as direct, up close, and personal, supportive and results-oriented. Personal empowerment, progress, and perspective are his passions. So, ladies and gentlemen, I bring to the stage our next speaker, Mr. Glenn Gibbs.
Getting unmuted here. How's everybody doing today? I am so glad and so excited to be here with you at Get High on Motivation Live 2020, New Year, New You. And Diego, I want to thank you for inspiring me, because I was toying with the question of the teacher side, where I have a PowerPoint presentation prepared with all of my bullet points and trying to lead people down a path to some conclusion about a way to change their lives. And I decided that I'm going to incorporate that, but I also wanted to take a slight departure from the norm and just talk to you and just be real with you. So I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to talk with you. We're going to go through these points, but I really feel like a story is something that is more poignant than yet another list of things to do and yet another group of things to think about. So ultimately, what I want to bring today is the importance of maintaining momentum. When people start the new year, a traditional thing to do is have a New Year's resolution, and they say, I am going to do these things this year. I will do all these things this year. And depending upon who you are, where you are, and what you have to work with, that may last for a month. It may last half the year, but very few people are rolling into Labor Day with their New Year's resolution satisfied. And why is that? Excuse me. The reason is distractions. In order to maintain your momentum, you have to manage your distractions. I'm the father of 5. I have 2 kids that are out of school, 2 kids, one that is in school right now. I know she's doing well. That's my heart, my daughter. If you have guys with daughters, it's a whole different dynamic. Then I have one that's around school. He's kind of, you know what I mean? He's wants to, but doesn't want to. And then I've got another one that is still in high school and preparing to get to school. In all of that, being the type of person who wants the best for everyone that's around me, I have to think about each one of them's past, present, and their future. And so when you combine 7 people, wife included, self included, times past, present, future, plus relatives, ex, second, baby, daddy, cousin-in-laws once removed, and you think about all of that, it is a gold mine of distractions. The engineer in me and the teacher in me always wanted to find a solution and find some way to take that solution and bring it to people and bring it to them in a way that they can take action on it, that they can do something useful with it. Because if it's not actionable, it's not knowledge. It's just information. And information, we're in the information age. We get overloaded and inundated with information all day, every day. And people are burnt out on information. People want solutions right now. And so the solution that I came up with was to analyze each of those types of distractions. And I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to jump right into the PowerPoint. And I'm going to see, I've got people coming in now. Let's see, slideshow. Let's go now. Speaking of distractions, there's my lovely wife from current slide. All right, sharing the screen. Hopefully everybody can see it. So I created some technologies in association with a book that I'm writing, Eliminate Limitations, Escape the Game. And one of those technologies is a mindset tool called the Matrix of Interaction. And basically what it does is it looks at the relationship between your time, your talent, your treasure, your people, places, and things. And being an engineer, it's in a cube and there's all these geometric things that you do with it. And so what happens is you look at these relationships and it determines how you allocate your resources. The acronym that I use a lot of acronyms because, like Diego, I had a difficult upbringing and my short-term memory is almost non-existent. So I have to write things down. And if I want to remember something more than 45 minutes, I've got to come up with an acronym because I remember acronyms better than I actually remember words. Faces, places, and acronyms. That's my list. So when it comes to allocating your resources, you have a planned allocation of resources and an anticipated allocation of resources, an unanticipated allocation of resources, a surprise allocation, an emergency allocation, and a disaster-driven allocation. And so very, very quickly, I'm going to try to succinctly run through each one of these and highlight how when you're trying to maintain your momentum and managing your distractions, how if you categorize them, then you can take those distractions and put them in on a path so that they no longer stop you from making progress. And as you're analyzing these, look at them from 5 different perspectives. If you have a distraction, what is the strategy? What is the timing? What's your level of anticipation? How much control do you have? And what's your level of knowledge? And I'm going to jump down to emergency, because this lends to what Diego went through. He didn't have a strategy other than the fact that he was going to operate out of love. Who determined the timing? The mother and the son. He was at the mercy of the situation because he didn't know what he was getting into, but he was a man who ran down the street in faith because his heart was in the right place. He was stressed out because anytime you've come from an environment where things are popping off and you don't know how they're going to end up, there's some voluntary things that he did, but there's some involuntary things that he did too, because he went in there with the desire to help, but then also he knew that he might have to handle up on some things as well. Fortunately, he did not. And he went from proactive when he ran down the street to reactive to looking at what the guy was doing, to proactive to inactive. And then he went in there and, just cycled through those whole things and see, if you spend your time looking at all your resources through the eyes of what if, then when things like this happen, you'll be in a position to be able to act in a way that enables you to have an acceptable outcome. So I'm going to jump around. I will make this PowerPoint available for everybody so that you will be able to go through such a leisure. I make myself available through my email. You can contact me through Get High on Motivation Live 2021, New Year, New You, or on my Instagram, Become a Best You. So with the planned allocation of resources, this is the ultimate goal. This is where you want things to be. This is how you want your life to be run. Anybody who is in any type of relationships know that you can't plan everything all the time, that you're gonna have to be flexible and resilient. But what you want to do is you want to have a definite strategy. You want to be able to determine the timing. You want to be sure of the results. You want to be in voluntary control, and you want to be proactive. And so this is a goal, and you want to plan as much as you possibly can. And it's kind of like budgeting. When you have a budget for your finances, which is the treasury component in the matrix of interaction. But what happens is people can deal with their treasure and they can deal with their time, because there are thousands of people out there that can help you deal with your money and deal with your time. But when it comes to your talent and when it comes to the places and things, then you run into a situation where you have to learn how to learn how to build those up so that you're dealing with all of these things with the same level of energy. So in closing, I want to say that what you have to do from an envisioning standpoint is define what done looks like. What is the best use case for your time? How can you leverage your talent to the max? How are you going to increase what you treasure and protect it? And what is the plan for win-win relationships with the people in your life? So what is your plan also for making the places in your life stable and safe? And what will it take to maintain the things in your life? So what's next? Have a plan for each area of your life. Your plans have to work for you, and make sure you can execute your plans. Plan what you will work on and work on what you will plan. If you need help, find help. Asking is free. Ignorance is expensive. I'm Glenn Gibbs, and I want to thank you for your time. I'm the CEO of Gibbs Innovative LLC, where we bring solutions to people's lives that make definitive changes. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Glenn. Let's give it up once again for our speaker, Mr. Glenn Gibbs. This time, folks, I want you to take your time and go ahead and put in the chat some of the nuggets, some of the great things that you heard that just inspired you from Mr. Glenn. I'm going to speak on two topics he did cover. Dads with daughters is a struggle. Lord knows it's true. That we are so big and bold and we're big bears and we're, but them little cute little puffs of joy just melt us to whatever they want we do. We have had tea parties. We've had nails painted. We've sat and watched the entire 99 episodes of My Little Ponies that I know who Cutie Pie is by heart. So thank you once again, Mr. Glenn, for being real and outspoken. And your class was great. Once again, folks, go ahead in the chat and put what has been great for you, something that inspired you. Hope you've been taking good notes. I'm on page 3 already. We just went through 2 speakers so far. And we are definitely appreciating you all being here today for Get High Motivation Live 2021, New Year, New You. Make sure if you have a chance, take this link, forward it to everybody who you know, because somebody out there you know needs this, wants this, and going to say, why didn't you tell me about it? You have to do it. At the same time, folks, you're able to chat with the speakers and the vendors during the breakout hour. So if you hear something great from a speaker, like, oh, I want to talk to them or something, go into the breakout room and we'll be glad to let you talk with them as well at that time. When our vendors come up, they're going to say what they're doing again, and you have a chance to the breakout room and talk with them. And our speakers, if you miss how to contact them, guess what? At the end, we're going to, once again, at the breakout room, put their contact information so you can reach them once again. Because we are definitely wanting you to make sure you start this year off motivated and motivated. Did I mention motivated yet? Because we have some great things going on for you. So I'm going to close out the motivation part of the chat. I got to get ready for our next speaker. Our next speaker, folks, this young lady has a life to tell you. This young lady is Miss Vivian Cobb. She began her career in video and film production before moving to the real estate industry, when she has worked for more than 18 years. An expert in real estate operations, Vivian has experience selling and listing as a realtor, owning as a broker, and acting as a mentor to other agents. She has worked with some of the largest national estate agencies and since 2006 has owned and operated her own brokerage, Cobb Real Estate. Recently, Vivian has focused her public speaking career as Vivian Cobb Speaking, honoring her talent for communication and presentation skills as a speaker for organizations such as Toastmasters International and Rotary Clubs. She has now expanded her public speaking to share her personal story and offer guidance to others on the national and international level. As an emotional health coach and speaker coach for TEDx Colorado Springs, she imparts the wisdom she gained through life experience. First, as a struggling single mom, then as the wife of a wealthy real estate investor, which nearly ended in disaster for her family. Finally, as a freed entrepreneur and renewed by her triumph over adversity. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring to you on the stage our next speaker for today, Miss Vivian Cobb. Ma'am, the floor is yours.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. Mimi has asked me back this year to her event, Get High on Motivation Live 2021, New Year, New You. And she asked me to speak from my spirit, not my heart, not my head, but my spirit. I had an event occur and I could tell you the facts and the details, but that would be talking from my head. Or I could tell you how I felt about it, how scared I was, or how hopeful I was, but that would be speaking from my heart. No, Miss Mimi, she asked me to talk from my spirit. Getting deathly ill with COVID has been the most profound thing to happen to me in my life, and consequently has changed the entire course of my life. Some call it a wake-up call, some call it an awakening. I don't care what you call it. Today, what I ask of you is to open your heart and your spirit to the gifts of COVID. Yep, you heard me right. I said gifts. In my opinion, this whole last year, 2020, has been a huge gift. Not a whole lot of people are going to agree with me on that comment, and that's all right. But it's not just been a gift for me personally. I think it's been a gift for humanity. And right now, I want you to put in the chat what you think has been a gift for you during this pandemic. And I see that, very, very time with family. Absolutely, absolutely the truth. I can't tell you how excited I've been personally to get to live with my two sons, my two adult sons. That would have never happened otherwise. And I've had such a special time with them. Wow, appreciating the little moments. Working from home. Yep, that's a plus for a lot of people. Getting to read more books, absolutely. And grateful for life. I couldn't agree with you more. There are so many gifts if we choose to actually see them. For me personally, the greatest gift was actually getting COVID. I'm a high energy girl. I go, go, go until I collapse at night in my bed, done, asleep. And I'm sure there are a lot of other high energy people. I know one for sure, Miss Mimi. We are sisters in that arena. And I know you can relate to that. When I got COVID, it stopped me dead in my tracks. For 13 days, I laid as perfectly still as I could, because if I moved, I started to cough. And if I started coughing, then I started gasping for air, and it was absolutely terrifying. I had 103-degree fever for 13 of those days, and I was hospitalized for 5 of those days. It shut my body down. Even watching TV was too much. Can you imagine that? The absolutely most passive thing a human can do. And it was too much. The only other thing that I could do was go within. And what a gift that was. This go, go girl got to be still long enough that I could look at my life, my existence on this planet. I had the opportunity to do a thorough investigation, examining in detail, asking and seeing what and how I want to live the rest of my life if I survive. And I got a glimpse of what that looks like. And so did Diego in his experience yesterday. It all needs to be from love. You wouldn't believe the stuff you think about when you're reflecting on your life. I have a beautiful miniature collection, and it has been in a box for 18 years. And I'm laying there almost dying, and I am thinking to myself, why didn't you put that miniature collection out and enjoy it? Guess what happened when I got well? You're right, it's out of the box and it's being displayed, and I am loving every minute of it. That collection is so representative of my entire life. Everything became really clear in that state of stillness and reflection. And think about this, how often do we really have a chance in our hustle bustle world and our hustle bustle lives of overwhelm to really look at our lives and ourselves? We may take a break every now and then. We go to our yoga classes. Yep, that's pretty zen, and our meditations. That's not what I'm talking about. And we also get to go on vacations, some of us. And what do we do there? Well, first of all, it takes a long time to decompress. And then once we start to decompress, we don't want to think about anything. We just want to chill and relax and wonder where our next pina colada is coming from. And then we start stressing about having to go back to our hustle bustle lives. We rarely rarely take the opportunity to completely shut everything off and go within. Now more than ever, I have learned that it's really important to listen and to love. This experience has changed the course of my life. Everything has changed. My perspective, my mindset, my attitude, my motivation, even my relationships have changed. I used to be a procrastinator, hence the collection in the box for 18 years. I was busy, but when I think about it, I'm not sure I got a whole lot done. I used to say, I'll get to that later. It'll wait for me. No more waiting. No more excuses. Now I say, bring it. Let's do it now. What can I take from this experience? Instead of grumbling about it or dreading it, I welcome it. What is this teaching me? How is this making me a better person and moving me closer to my fullest potential? What and who do I need to let go of to move forward? If you need to let go of someone who's holding you back, do have the courage to do what you need to do. I look on Facebook and I see all these posts, good riddance 2020, oh my God, 2021 is going to be so much better, blah, blah, blah. Wait a second. You get nothing else today. Understand that all we have is now. If you cannot adapt to what is happening right now, you will get left behind. Survival now depends not on the strongest, not on the smartest, but on the people, those of us who can adapt. That means getting out of your old mindset. That means stopping your destructive behaviors. It means getting out of your own way. It means embracing your dreams and all your positives because you have them. You have lots of them. And don't listen to anybody who tells you you don't, including yourself. Now, you might be sabotaging your positives. You might be ignoring your positives. But trust me, you have them. We all do. I challenge you today, join me in waking up. No more procrastination, no more excuses. Make the changes you need to make. I want you to pick one thing, just one thing, doesn't matter how little or simple you think it is. A book you've always wanted to read, a painting you've always wanted to try, a story you've always wanted to write. Unpack that collection that's in that box and get it out and enjoy it. How about pick that person you've always wanted to forgive? Pick just one. Put it in the chat box. I want you to show me what you're going to pick. Do whatever you have to do to get unstuck. Let's see. Wake up. Pick one. Come on, somebody pick one. Forgive. That's a biggie, but it's so necessary to help us move forward in our life. I can attest to that. Wow. Defeat alcoholism. Yep, that's a destructive behavior for sure. Practice my photography. You bet. What a beautiful, creative thing to do. Don't wait to get stopped dead in your tracks by an illness. It might be too late. Commit yourself to doing your absolute best every day, even if it's only little bitty thing. Commit to it. Before I close, I want to share something very personal that happened to me while I was sick. There was a day, and it was the day right before I went to the hospital. I felt this most incredible calm come over me. Such contentment and love. I was surrounded by love of the people who care about me all over the world and from the universe itself. I felt a peace I've never experienced, a sense that everything is going to be okay, is okay. It was the most beautiful feeling I've ever had. And I know I could have drifted towards that feeling, but I also knew it wasn't time. This is straight from my spirit, Miss Mimi. I want you to know that it's all about love. Carry my message and the other messages you hear today, but carry my message and go with love as you move forward in your life. Go with love as you find and embrace stillness in your life. Go with love as you do whatever it takes in this new year to be the new you. Thank you, Mr. Flowers.
Once again, outstanding speakers, folks, outstanding speakers. If you haven't already done so, please put your comments, your nuggets, all that you heard and seen into the chat. Let your speakers know what this message has done for you. Folks, we're only halfway through our speakers. We have some more to go. I've been taking my notes. I've been putting in the chat. I think I need to get a whole new book next year, Mimi, because I'm not gonna be able to fill up these pages, but what we got so far, I'm not gonna have room for. Write it all down this time. But we're gonna take a quick moment. Ms. Mimi has a special message for you all. So I turn the floor back over to my lovely co-host, Ms. J. It is all yours, girl.
Thank you, DJ Shield, AKA Mr. James Flowers.
Oh.
We're working on that, folks. We got a little audio technical difficulty, but we'll get that fixed momentarily. Stand by.
I have been having a great time. I have been taking notes myself. So now I got to go get dressed. I got to go get ready for you. So I will see you back after the break. So take a little time, go use the bathroom, get yourself a snack, get something to drink, and also take a moment to look at our sponsors so you will know who you need to go chat with and shop with when this is all said and done. Thank you again for being here at Get High on Motivation Live 2021. New year, new you.
Thanks, Vivian Cobb, for coughing on the commercial.
All right. Awesome. Awesome. And thank you guys again for still being here. We are at the halfway point right now. It is our intermission time. We're going to give you guys about 8 to 10 minutes again to freshen up, take a sip of water, go grab a snack, invite a friend, most importantly, because again, we have gotten fired up and actually the fire is just warm right now. It ain't even just blazing and all the way. So it's going to continue to stay hot here and Get High on Motivation Live. New year, Get High on Motivation Live 2021. New year, new you. Having a whole lot of fun here. Again, I am your co-host, Miss Marilyn J, and having a lot of fun with you guys here today. So again, you guys have, I'll say about 8 to 10 minutes, freshen up, grab your water. For those who are still here with me, or at least in earshot of hearing the event today, we're gonna have a little fun right now on the intermission. Hello, because so far we've been having a great time. We are going to keep it going. And when we got this event started, I told you guys, my name is Miss Marilyn J, but I am your crazy, sexy fool. So it's definitely time to keep the fun going. And we are going to keep that theme, new year, new you going. And just the theme of motivation. All right. So motivation. Queen Elizabeth. Everyone knows Queen Elizabeth. Yes? Yes. Fetty Wap. You guys know Fetty Wap. That's right. Fetty Wap. Let me do this. You know Fetty Wap now? But maybe this high. You know Fetty Wap now? Okay, you know Fetty Wap, the rapper. So you would imagine, what's she talking about? What does Queen Elizabeth and Fetty Wap have in common? I ain't never letting go. All right. And you know it's the truth. I ain't never letting go. Queen Elizabeth has been in power for 65 years now. All right. And I think Betty Watt made that song just for her. I ain't never letting go. All right. She ain't never letting go of that. And again, that's motivation. Guys, don't ever let go. What is your dream? What is your desire? What did you show up here on this earth to do? Not what they want you to do, not what you're doing, not what they said do. What is it you showed up here to do? Do it and don't ever let go. All right, so we're going to keep it moving now. Motivation, okay? Still on the topic of motivation. So we talked about kids, and I myself have a son, a teenage son. I know I look like I'm just a teenager myself, okay? I know I look like I'm just a teenager myself, but I actually have a teenage son, okay? Very handsome. And he came to me and he said, Mom, everyone always calls me cute. They say, oh, you're so cute. You're really cute. But he said, Mom, I want to be fine. I said, okay, well, to be fine, you're gonna need chapstick and lotion for that. Okay, sweetheart? So yes, motivation. He wants to be fine. He needs chapstick and lotion, okay? Keeping with the theme here. New you, new year, new you. He's gonna turn into a new fine young man. And y'all, he is fine. He's actually just turned 18, okay? And he's fine. Look, where'd he come from? Okay, thank you. Now we're going to keep it moving here. Motivation. All right, motivation. So I have a question, and I'm really just curious. Tell me, how could we get a man on the moon? Get a man all the way to the moon, but we still haven't figured out how to keep a waffle cone from leaking? Somebody help me out here. I need some help. I don't understand. So again, keeping in with the theme today, motivation. Okay, so whoever can come up with a non-leaking waffle cone, you have my business for life. All right, there is a big, huge girl trapped in this slim body, and she got to eat a lot. All right, and she really loves to do it. Okay, so there we go. Motivation for a new invention. Come up with the waffle cone that don't leak, because we've gotten a man on the moon, and I really don't understand it. I just really don't understand it. So all right, so you guys, I like to have a lot of fun. And with me, absolutely nothing is off limits. All right. Keeping in the theme with motivation. Okay. And you heard me say it. I'm a big girl trapped in a slim body. That's me. Yes, I am. And the thing is, I grew up in a Baptist church, a good old Southern Baptist church. All right. Y'all hear it in my voice. Good old Southern Baptist church. And the thing is, how I rate your church is on how you feed me. Okay. How are you showing up on Sunday morning? And we got to get up early to get that, honey. I may have skipped breakfast. How you gonna feed me on Sunday morning? Okay. So growing up, good old Southern Baptist. What they do on Sunday morning? They'll feed you nothing. They ain't got nothing for you. Maybe every now and then they'll throw a little fish fry and want you to buy a plate. I can't even eat fish, honey. Okay, so that ain't right. So, okay, that's growing up, good old Southern Baptist. But the thing is, motivation. I encourage you guys, get out and explore. Try something new. Do something different. Talk to new people. Go to new places. And that's just what I did. I said, I got to find me a church that's going to feed me good. Okay, so I have a friend that's a Catholic. She took me to a Catholic church, and the Catholics do okay. You go, there is a lot of work involved. So I definitely recommend you stretch before you go to mass on Sunday. But after you stretch and you go through the mass and the service is over, they might give you donuts and juice. And donuts and juice ain't bad if you got Krispy Kreme, okay? I'm just saying, my inner big girl, she has to be fed right. Yes, she does. So Catholics have their donuts and juice. The Baptists, they might, sell you a fish plate every blue moon. So then we're moving on here. Then we go to the Episcopal. Okay, get out, do new things, meet new people, have a new experience. All right, motivation to do something different. So I did. I went to the Episcopal church, and Episcopal didn't do too bad. See, the thing is, they'll feed you a whole dinner, but they just don't do it every Sunday. And that's the problem. But they can cook though. So I'm okay with that. All right. I'm okay with that. And a religion that's very taboo. And again, I'll say people motivation to learn something new, learn on your own. Religion that I would say is taboo is the Church of Scientology. They have a headquarters right in Clearwater, Florida. I'm here in the Tampa Bay area. And y'all, I went. We friends, they feed me real good. Let me tell you, not only did they have donuts, juice, you might get a fish plate. Man, it's a whole smorgasbord, okay? They do a whole little festival. They blocked off the street. They had music, they had dancing, and a lot of great information. So, I don't really know what they religion talk about, but I just know they eat real good, okay? They eat real good, and that's motivation for you guys to get out there and learn something new. And I'm so glad that you guys are still with us. Again, we're at the intermission of Get High on Motivation Live 2021, New Year, New You. I am your crazy, sexy fool, Miss Marilyn J. And we definitely got it hot and blazing. We're going to continue to keep you fired up, continue to keep things lit. And we're about to wind down from this intermission and bring our hosted MC, Mr. James Flowers, back. And I definitely want to give everyone else time to get back in and get logged in. And remind you before I go, Facebook, YouTube, we're there. Share it. Invite someone. Tell them about Get High on Motivation. Tell them about all the good stuff we doing. Tell them about how it is going up here today because we're elevating right here. So again, I've had so much fun with you guys. Again, I'm your crazy, sexy fool, Miss Marilyn J. And I am going to pass it back over to our host and MC, DJ Shield, AKA Mr. James Flowers and not Brown.
I feel good. Lord, thank you very much, Miss J. I hope your intermission was as fun as mine. Educational, motivational, and made me hungry at the same time. Thank you, Miss J. I appreciate that. We want to make sure that everybody's enjoying themselves, but we'll make sure we send a shout out one more time to all of our lovely vendors that are helping us out. So folks, I got to move all this stuff up my way. Yes, my screen is loaded with a lot of stuff, but I want to make sure everybody actually sees that we have some great vendors in our room. So once again, we're coming up on a great stop. We have Meet Me and Motivate will be in room number 1. Your guy, MC James Flowers from James Flowers Business and Strategy. I'm sorry, I can't say my name today. Business and Branding Strategy will be in number 2. Mr. Diego, number 3. Miss Vivian Cobb will be in number 4. Mr. Glenn Robs will be in number 5. Mr. Robert, who's our speaker coming up, will be in number 6. Miss Karen Scott will be in 7. Then we have the Righteous Tones in number 8. We got Kim's Credit Leverage in number 9. And we got the Jewelry That Wants You to Be With You, Miss Paparazzi, will be in 10. And closing it out in room 11 will be the Cultural Witch that will be here to assist you folks. So once we break our rooms, pick the room you want to be in. You have to stay, folks. You can bounce around. If you don't make it to every room you want, we still will have contact information for you to reach your actual vendors or speakers later on. So coming back, are you ready? Are you strapped in? Have you looked up and down the aisles? Are you prepared to take off? Because we are still in mid-flight, folks. We are getting higher and higher. We are now passing 25,000 feet, moving up to 35,000 and beyond. We've got some speakers coming up that are going to, once again, set you on fire, get you motivated, get you focused. We are once again saying thank you for joining us on Get High Motivation Live 2021. New year, new you. What are you ready to do? So, folks, we have a lady that's coming up who's a great speaker. She is well known, and she has brought some fire for her. We're bringing up Miss Karen Scott. Miss Karen Scott was born in Philadelphia, the youngest of 2 girls. Even as a child, she was recognized as a gifted orator. Her gift was matured over the years as she participates in events, workshops, and conferences all over the country, speaking to many different audience sizes, excuse me, on a phenomenal plethora of different subjects. Karen's first devotional, Exodus 40 Lessons from the Wilderness, can be purchased on Amazon. Her second book, a novel, When I Found Out Who I Was, All the Bullshit Stopped, a coming age story of man who aged out of the foster care system and reconnects with his birth family. This novel will be coming out in early 2021. Karen lives with her husband, Ken, in Virginia, and their 2 children, Kevin and Catherine. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring to you none other than the number 1 for you today and many more, Miss Karen Scott. Ma'am, the floor is yours.
Hi, everyone. I want you guys to put in the chat, hashtag New Year, New You. Hashtag New Year, New You. Let's bring it all back. I am so excited. All the speakers so far have been dynamic. I am Karen Scott. Today we will be talking about practicing wellness. Practicing wellness. Wellness is not something you turn on and turn off. If you want to be successful, you have to practice it. Like Mr. Flower said, I was raised in Philadelphia, and Philadelphia is in the Northeast. And we can have some hard winters. It can really tear you up. And my mother, during the spring and the summer, she would take care of the house. So when winter was coming, when winter came, the house would not be destroyed. We wouldn't have all kind of cracks. And the following year, it would be worse. Okay. She had a practice of taking care of the house. And we too must have a practice of taking care of our well-being. You are important. Everybody is at their best when you are at your best. So you must take care of yourself, especially if you're a leader, because other people are watching you. They're taking cues from you. And if you don't know how to put down the cape, if you don't know how to rest, if you don't know how to delegate and release control, they will too have struggled in that area because they're following you. So 3 years ago, I came back from vacation. Vacation is good. We need time to rest. But I got into a very technical project at work. I had, my background is in contracts, very meticulous, very detail-oriented type of work. And I was up for 3 or 4 days trying to get everything cleaned up. I had inherited it, and it was just messy. And for 4 days, I did not sleep. And my body gave me a spanking. Have you ever had a time when your body said, stop it? And I was in the hospital for a week. That's been 3 years, and I'm still in maintenance mode. I'm still in maintenance mode from 3 years ago. My husband is still traumatized. He's overly sensitive. I have to tell him I'm okay. So sometimes it's not just what you're going through, but the people around you who are watching you, the people who love you, they are also traumatized as well when you don't take care of yourself. That's why you have to put a premium on it. Last year, I had a 2020 to remember as well, like we all did. And two months into quarantine, I guess it must have been May, June, I had to shake hands with my company. I was going to lose pay. I was going to lose benefits in the middle of a pandemic where jobs were going away. And I was in the middle of a high-risk pregnancy. This wasn't the time to lose my job. This wasn't the time to lose my benefits. But you know what happened? I said, okay. And that was not me. Okay. I realized that something had changed. My vision had changed. And I was able to shake hands and move on with my life. And that's the blessing. Throughout the whole situation, me and my husband were like, is everything okay? Because I was so chill about it. I was so chill about it. And I was chill about it because of my first point. I was feasting on things that nourish my spirit. So when when the storm hit, I was anchored. What type of soul food was I feasting on? Well, there's a popular pastor. I knew he was popular, but I never sat through any of his sermons. So I said, we were all in quarantine. We had all this time. And I started watching him every day. And then this woman who calls herself a spiritual technician, between the sermons and the affirmations and the sermons and I was practicing wellness without even realizing. And so when the storm came, because the storm will come, we are adults, the storm will come, I was anchored. The leaf may fall, the branch may fall, but the tree grows after a storm. The tree grows, okay? And so when you practice wellness, you can see all things come to an end. And when things come to an end, there's a new beginning. It's okay. It's okay. And so depending on what you went through and what you're going through, your stage of life, your season of life, determines what type of soul food you need to feast on. If you've been critical, if you've been bullied as a child, or you were, a lot of times your mother was very critical of you, you will have to practice positive affirmations because you have replaced the bully in your mind. If you were abandoned, you'll have to deal with your desire to perform so people don't leave you. We're not doing that in 2021. It's no sense coming into 2021 doing the same thing that we did in 2020. In order for you to have a new year, you have to have a new mind. You have to have a new you. Wellness is not just taking baths and taking a walk in the park. It's getting our minds together. If you've never had a childhood, maybe you were forced into the adult role too young, you will have to reorient yourself to play and to ask questions and tap into that side of you. If you did something wrong, sometimes it's not what other people, maybe you did something terrible and you're still weighted down by the self-guilt. You are punishing yourself. So you will have to forgive yourself. You will have to learn to trust yourself. I'm giving you all of these examples so you can figure out the wellness plan for you in 2021. What you're going to need is going to be different from what I need. Okay. But everything we need is the universe has for us to feast on. Okay. So if you have issues with your money, if you have issues with your spouse, if you have issues, it all starts in your own mind. Everything is a reflection of how you feel about yourself, the relationship you have with yourself. Everything, what you're seeing is a manifestation of what's going on in the inside. That's why I say 75% of wellness is in your mind, getting your mind right. Recognize when you need help, leader. Okay, people put so much on you because they know you're a great leader. You have great ideas. You'll get it going. You're so dynamic, but sometimes as leaders, we have to learn to say no and be okay with it. Everything will be all right. Recognize when you need rest. Recognize when you need to go talk to a therapist. Recognize when you need support, and however that looks like, and have the courage to put the cake down. Have the courage to get the support you need. Because like I said, leaders, people are watching you, your children, your spouse, the people on your, they're watching you. Okay, so we want to be good examples of how to practice wellness. And if you have someone on your team, and this is so important for those of us who are leaders, And if you're breathing, you're a leader. Somebody's watching you, whether you know they are watching you or not. If someone in your circle, in your chain of command needs support, they just lost somebody to COVID, they just, whatever happened, and you can recognize signs of weakness. They're not concentrating, they're losing a lot of weight, or they're gaining a lot of weight, and you know they need some support. Give them permission to get the help that they need. You help them. You don't have to do it in front of everybody. Pull them to the side. That's old school. Pull them to the side. Say, how can I help you? Somebody just lost somebody to COVID. You say, listen, take your time coming back to the office. They want to support you. And you as the leader have to give them permission to have a rest. Take your time coming back to the office. Take your time coming back to work. We'll be all right. We're not feeding the 5,000 here. We're not, separating the Red Sea here. Everything will be okay. It's better for everybody if they take care of themselves. Okay. So be conscious of your spouse, be conscious of your children, be conscious of the people on your team, up and down the line. We all have to, in this time, we have to be conscious leaders. We have to be aware. So pay attention when people who don't have the courage to tell you, but have the spirit of discernment to know when they need support, and have that one-on-one conversation. Say, how can I support you? How can I get you the help you need? Because I don't want you to go into the abyss. You're too special. And that's how we keep people on our teams, folks. We talk about a loyalty is so hard to find, but try caring about somebody besides you and besides your business. Try caring about somebody and see if they don't stick around. People love people. When I was at the worst, when I was sick, those people who were there to hold the water, to carry me through, you have them for life. They could call you in a moment's notice when you have those type of people in your life. So you want loyalty on your team, on your staff, then you must care about them, especially at a time like this. Everything is so nimble right now. Okay. And so I'm going to be in the break room number 7, I'll bring you to heaven. And that's going to be the wellness, N-E-S-T. And we're going to we're going to develop a plan for you, what your wellness plan is. You don't have to tell me all your gory details, but we can talk about what you want to talk about. I'll let you lead it. And we can decide on the best wellness journey, the best wellness plan for you. It has to be just like losing weight or any other plan. If you want to have a new year, if you want to have a new marriage, if you want to have a new relationship with your children, you got to change. We want everything else to change, and then start working on ourselves. It starts with us first. Okay, my name is KarenScottSpeaks.com. You can email me, call me, check out my website, get in touch with me. But I look forward to you being in the break room with me, and I'll turn it over to Mr. Flowers.
Once again, folks, let's give it up for our speaker, Miss Karen Scott. Wow. How to get intermission started off, coming back from one, just like that. So I want you to go in the chat and put those nuggets, those key points, those moments that she said for you that change you. I've not put down myself, what changes are you going to make? Caring and sharing. I see some other ones up there. Caring and sharing and contagious. Yes, I got a virus. It's called caring. You want to catch it? Love that comment someone put down here. So we appreciate that. We thank you all once again for all we're doing. And once again, you can find Ms. Karen in breakout room number 7. Oh man, y'all motivated? I'm motivated. I'm excited. I'm hyped. I'm doing just right. We got to make sure the level's going to kick back up, because we just took off from 35,000 feet. Now we're going up to 45,000. We're heading for the stratosphere, folks. We want to make sure we can break through everything and see what's going on and continue to just grow and just excite you. So make sure that you're actually forwarding, sharing, setting a watch party up so people can get on Get High Motivation Live 2021, new year, new you. Because when we break through the stratosphere, boy, what can it do except follow you or look at you? So coming to the stage, folks, our next speaker is Mr. Robert Kittredge. Mr. Kittredge has inherent gifts of attentive intelligence, sensitivity, and inspired communication, which has led him to be recognized as an influential mentor, coach, trainer, and speaker. His 30 years of fire service prepared him for outstanding coaching career, incorporating his people, crisis management, and communication skills. He has an innate ability to cut to the heart of someone's core issues, either personally or with leadership and team development, while excluding and caring and support his clients' needs. So ladies and gentlemen, we've now just broke through 35,000 feet going to 45, and taking us there is none other than Mr. Robert Kittredge. Sir, the floor is yours.
We are born whole and complete, resourced in every way for our success, our purpose. We're designed for success as long as we operate within our design. However, I'd like you to consider we're conditioned for failure. Yes, that's right. We're born complete, but we're not finished. When we're born into this world, we're an open vessel, ready, willing to take on the world, to explore, to be an adventurer. And the minute we're born, we are open to the conditioning of the world. This conditioning that comes from our parents, our family, our teachers, our friends. And you know what? All of those people really, really cared about us and really wanted the best for us. Now, as we grow older, this conditioning comes from other trusted sources, our church, media, government, music, and of course today, social media, right? The real danger here is the conditioning we're subject to impacts our ability to make decisions with clarity. Think about it. Think as a baby starts to crawl. It's a born adventure. It knows nothing except to explore. And as that baby, as you started to explore the world and started to get into things, you may even lick the TV, and you were told no. A UCLA study showed that in the first year of a toddler's life, it's told no somewhere around 400 times a day. That conditioning starts to impact self-confidence, self-esteem, and self-worth. Ultimately, it impacts our decision-making abilities. We're now making decisions for ourselves through the filters of conditioning. Maybe what others have told us what they thought was right for us. This conditioning occurs at the subconscious level. We don't even think about it. You did not decide if that conditioning was right for you. You just accepted it. You had no other choice. And as we become adults, as we move into the world, we attempt to achieve our idea of success. We start to explore new things. This conditioning can come back to haunt us. And we're also subject to new and different levels of conditioning. This conditioning may generate the feelings of anger, frustration, bitterness, disappointment, maybe even fear, guilt, shame, obligation. I know those are some of mine. Do you know yours? If you do, go ahead and put them in the chat box. I'd love to see what you think your conditioning is. On my journey of self-discovery, I've been able to recall a memory from my childhood where in the middle of a huge fight between my mom and my stepfather, I tried to step in and stop it. My stepfather turned to me and looked square at me with an angry face and said, "I have no idea why you keep doing that because you'll never make a difference." Now, did I step back and say, I wonder if he's right about that? No. I just put on another layer of conditioning. And that was on top of, I'm not worthy and I'm not smart enough and I don't have the talents for that. And so many more to mention. For years, I pulled back from life. I was shy, introverted. I know for those that you may know me, may find that hard to believe. But see, I didn't want to get involved in anything, church, school, the community. I mean, why would somebody that could not make a difference want to be involved in the world? as I've grown older, and this may be happening to you, that's why you're on this today, and if so, put it in the chat box, but let me know as if you've grown older, my true self, my authentic spirit, my true explorer, my desires to explore the mysteries of life have started to surface. And that inner desire to make the decisions that are correct for me has grown greater and greater. Now, this all started in 1982 in the back of a police car. Don't worry, wasn't anything that bad. It actually was something pretty silly. But the reason I mention that is the first step of my awakening. Vivian talked about that, an awakening. My awakening, who I'm designed to be. And that was not the path I was on. That path included drugs, alcohol, and self-destruction. I started reading. I started studying personal growth and development. And like maybe some of you, I spent hundreds, thousands, and well, if I take the time to really look at my bank account, probably hundreds of thousands of dollars on my personal growth journey. Trying to learn something that I thought was missing. However, it was not lacking of knowledge that was holding me back. It was conditioning. And this conditioning is everywhere all the time. Conditioning is meant to make us fit in, not stand out. Conditioning is meant to have you fit inside the box. And you know what, folks? Conditioning is part of the human experience. Consider that when life hands us pain and suffering, it's usually because of the conditioning we are living through. It's when we're making those decisions based on the outside world, not what is correct for us. Maybe some of you have heard these. We don't have enough money. You're too emotional. Is that all you do is cry? Don't be selfish. Don't talk back. Don't you say what you think. I don't know. Is this bringing up some conditioning thoughts for you? If so, I'd love to see them in the chat book. Ooh, oh yeah. Now you may be asking, Robert, am I conditioned? My answer is yes. Why? Because you are human living in a human world. However, if you can get this, if you can get that you are perfect, let me repeat this, you are perfect. For some of you, this may be the first time you've heard this. I want you to say this with me. Stand up. I am perfect. Come on, put it in the chat box. I am perfect. Now, hold on. Some of you may be saying, hang on, but your actions may not be perfect, but you are. See, you're designed perfect, whole and complete, resource for everything in which you need to make the decisions that are in line with your design. And you're conditioned for failure. When you identify that conditioning that's not correct for you, you may find yourself blaming or shaming. I did. You may look at blaming yourself or others or the world. Let me tell you the secret. No blame, no shame. It just is. It's not you, it's a story. And once you discover this, once you get to know who you are, your true design, and how to make decisions that are correct for you, then you can start the process of deconditioning. You can start to pull away, or as I say, tweezer away the conditioning in your life. Word of caution here. Not all conditioning is bad. Some serve us very well. Others, maybe not so much. As I wrap up my time with you today, I'd like to offer you a challenge. Find a way to evaluate the conditioning in your life. This conditioning can be very simple or very complex and deep. Be aware of how you're making your decisions. Is it through conditioning? I'd like to give you some home fun, and I call it home fun versus homework. I want you to start to be aware how you get dressed in the morning. And I'll assert it's by conditioning, which has created a habit for you. You don't even think about how you put on your pants. Do you put on the left leg first and then the right? Or when you tie your shoe, who taught you how to tie the shoe the way that you tie your shoes. Try it. Be really aware of how you put your pants on, left leg or right leg first. Put it in the chat box if you know now, and then do it differently. See if you can step out of the condition that you've been accustomed to and start making those decisions that are in alignment with your true self. This conference, right? New year, near you. Now that we're in this new year, it's no better time to discover the new you. This new year is the perfect time to start to decondition yourself, peeling away those layers of conditioning and live through your authentic self. This new year is the perfect time for the new authentic you, complete and resourced in every way for success. And when you do that, life becomes delicious.
Thank you very much, Mr. Oh, wow. I'm thinking, folks. Thank you very much, Mr. Kittredge. Trying to get the system back right. Let's give it up for our speaker. What conditioning are you in? Let's put those comments in the chat, folks. Conditioning has a whole new definition, I believe, for us now than what we thought before. We are so happy and so honored to have you all here today for Get High on Motivation Live 2021, New You, New Year. We have some great speakers that have come up today. We want to thank Mr. Glenn Gibbs for the speaking that he gave us today. Mr. Diego, my brother, man, talk about living life and adapting to emergencies. His story was so touching. Miss Karen Scott, thank you, ma'am, for coming all the way down from Norfolk. Yay. Having a good time with you today. Appreciate that. Mr. Robert just reconditioned your mind and the wording as well. And Miss Vivian, wow, to take COVID and turn it around, that you had a different perspective on it was outstanding. Once again, we'll make sure you know that we have our vendors to come in here today, folks. I'm going to share this one more time for you so you know that we have some great people here today and how to reach everyone. All of our vendors and speakers have their own actual room. Ms. Mimi and Rodebear, our closing speaker, keynote speaker, will be coming up. She's in room number 1. Myself, Mr. James Flowers, your MC, and also James Flowers of Business and Branding Strategy will be available to help you in room 2. Mr. Diego, my brother, is in number 3. Ms. Vivian Cobb will help you out more in room 4. Mr. Glenn, Distractions by the Kids, God bless you, my brother, is in number 5. Mr. Robert Kittredge will condition your mind in room 6. Miss Karen is going to be in room 7 with Heaven, love to catch. Then we have the Righteous Tones in room 8. And we have Miss Kim with Kim's Credit Leverage in room 9. We got Miss Natasha with Paparazzi, in room 10. And we've got the Culture Witch in room number 11, folks. So, ladies and gentlemen, Get High on Motivation Live was a creation of the young lady we're about to have come up next. This is our 2nd annual event. The initial event was definitely a time to see how motivated you can be when distress is coming up, when things are popping up out of nowhere and you're expecting everything to go right. And nature says, not today, I'm going to change things. Last year, this event was scheduled to happen and we had to change it up twice due to weathers, but we still pushed through. So I'm going to tell you about who your speaker is today. Who's the young lady who's about to come up here and just blow your mind and make you say, hey, I did not know that was possible. I did not know you could be that motivated and that excited. So ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you about Mimi, the Motivator. Mimi the Motivator is a motivational speaker and mindset coach, painting the nation green. Green is the color of balance, harmony, and growth. She has a passion for helping people manifest their desires and becoming the greatest version of themselves, assisting them transform who they are to have what they desire. Mimi has a degree in mathematics with additional studies in education, leadership, and business administration. She started on her path of entrepreneurship at the age of 7. Talk about being a born entrepreneur. Attaining her first business loan by 16. Some of us are working on that still. Several years later, she continues as a serial entrepreneur who has been successful at turning businesses, sales teams, and individuals into positive-minded, motivated result producing machines. She's the owner of Phil Rich Group Ltd., a social impact company empowering conscious entrepreneurs and organizations to transform who they are in order to create desired success. Your favorites, Motivator can be found on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Buzzsport, and also Get High Motivation, her weekly post that she does on Wednesdays. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I bring to you my motivator, your motivators, your motivator's motivator, none other than the myth, the legend, the resulting person for today, Miss Mimi, the motivator. Give it up, folks, give it up.
Sure. Know, trust, and believe. The master teacher has come to help you succeed.
And you're gonna have to be ready.
The gem dropper, the truth speaker, the voice in the universe that will bring you to your highest peak. Welcome to the Get High on Motivation show with Mimi the Motivator, your favorite motivator's favorite motivator.
Listen to that. Your picture is the last picture. Welcome to life. The time is here, the time is now. So pick up and put on the goodbye to yesterday. Okay, everybody close your eyes. I see you still looking. Close your eyes. Get comfortable. And everybody, we're going to take a deep breath together and blow it all out. Inhale again, filling up your whole entire body. Exhale and inhaling again. And exhale. Now let your body just breathe on its own.
Stop recording.
Now draw your attention to your forehead, to that space between your third eye, between your eyebrows. Now I want you to imagine that there is a mirror before you. Now I want you to start seeing yourself in that mirror, not how you look now and not how you are now, but how you want to be. See your body, how you want it to be shaped, how you want it to feel, head to toe. Now get dressed in the type of clothing that you really want to wear. Put on the best shoes, the favorite shoes that, you know, the ones that you just look at on the TV or you look at on your phone, on social media. You probably can't afford them, and that's okay, but you're going to wear them today. Now that you're dressed to the T, check yourself out. Look how good you look. Now step away from the mirror and turn around and recognize that you are now in the home that you have always wanted. Whether it is a big, beautiful mansion or a compound on the land, or it's a little tiny home, it doesn't matter. You see what you desire. Now, as you walk through your home, go towards the front door. And open up the front door and notice that this car that you're always seeing ride by, that you're like, oh, I wish I could have that car. If I hit the lottery, I'd buy that car. That car is now sitting outside in your new driveway. And it's got a big red bow on it and a big white tag on it with your name on it. Go ahead and walk around the entire car and check it out. Looks like some keys are inside with a gold keychain with your name and diamonds. Go ahead and get inside and start it up. Get comfortable. Now let's take this car for a drive. And I want you to go to work, to your dream job. Whether your dream job is to be on the beach with your laptop, or to be in a hustling, bustling store or office. You see work the way you want it to go. Now let's fast forward. The day has now come to an end. You're hungry and it's time to eat dinner. So go outside and get back into that beautiful new car of yours and go have dinner with the people that you would love to spend time with the most. At whatever restaurant you choose, wherever it is that you want to eat. But see the people that you care about and the people that you would want to eat with the most and to fellowship and to commune with. See yourselves enjoying yourselves, even if in the past you haven't, but for some odd reason today, everything is going perfect and everyone is enjoying themselves. Everyone is smiling. Now you're full. It's time to go home, back to that beautiful new home of yours. So go ahead and pull up to the house and go inside, set the keys down wherever you decide you're going to now sit your new keys. Go ahead and get undressed and get comfortable. It's been a long day, a long productive day, the kind you love the most, the kind where you accomplish everything on your to-do list. Go get in your comfortable bed and go lay down. Take a deep breath in and hold it. Now let it out very slow. One more deep breath in, feeling that power and energy pulsating through your fingertips all the way down to your toes. And just let it all out with a big, long sigh. Whatever you had to do before now is over. It'll be there when you're done. Whatever you have to do in this event is over with. It'll be waiting when you're done. So I want to invite you to be here in the now. One more deep breath. And let it all out. And when you're ready, flutter your eyes open. Welcome to a new year. Welcome to a new you. I want to thank everybody for being here. Happy New Year! Woo! Let me see all those spirit fingers in the air. Let me see them. Yes, y'all looking good. Thank you for being here. How about those speakers? Who was your favorite speaker so far? I got so many notes. I don't know about you. I came here to transform lives, and my life got transformed. How about you? What's been the best quote, the one that had you like, ooh, I got to write that down? Yes, write them down. Pop it in the chat box. I want to see. Yes, everybody was great. Yes, they were. I mean, I had to be very kind of choosy, selective, had to tell some people no that I felt bad about, but I had to get the right people to get the right message, because this year it's time for us to create a new version of you. Whoever you were last year, it's not going to work. Whoever you were in 1980, 1990, 2000, when you were at your prime, or you were in college and you had your high school figure, that person It's not going to work. I'm going to go ahead and say a prayer for that person right now. Okay. And we're going to say a prayer for the new version of you. I'm going to go ahead and give thanks to God, to the universe, for this new version of you that is about to emerge when you hang up from this event today. Whoo, yes. See, today, what I'm going to talk to you about is how to recreate yourself. Because everybody's been talking about this new normal. But if we got to create a new normal, guess what? We have to create a new us to go with this new normal. I'm like Vivian. I'm grateful for this whole pandemic. That's what I call it. This whole thing was a plan that I feel like was a plan from the universe to help me out, to push me where I really needed to be, to start doing the things that I really needed to be doing. I seen we had somebody all the way from Sweden. Would that have happened if we were just in Colorado Springs doing a live event? No. The universe pushed me to create a new version of myself so that way I could reach more people, so I could touch more lives, so I could have the conversation with a larger audience, including you. You're not here by happenstance. Yes, you were invited, but you could have easily said no. You could have been anywhere in the world right now, but you chose to be here. So I want to congratulate you for investing this time in yourself, because it's all about self this year. I bet a lot of you have been pouring into all the people in your lives. You've been pouring into your children, pouring into your parents, pouring into your grandparents, to your grandchildren, pouring into your coworkers, pouring into your team, into your organizations. But have you been pouring into self? So today, we're going to talk about the steps you have to take. Because I'm saying they're must. They are must take steps. So number one, you have to decide to let go of the old you. Say bye. Bye, Felicia. Bye, Mimi, the motivator. Whoever I was, let you bye. How we can do that? It's a few ways you can do that. Now, if you're on my mailing list or following my blog, then you got this great letter to yourself that you can write to yourself, post dated December 31st, 2021. So if you haven't done that already, write your future self, or actually your old self, a letter that says, "Dear me, I'm so glad I made the decision to change my life. Life has been better than it ever has been before. I'm meditating every day. I'm doing yoga. I'm walking. I'm spending time with my family and friends. I got money in the bank. I got investments going. Woo, man, life couldn't be any better than it is. I'm so glad I decided to let go of the old me. I didn't even realize how much this old me was holding me back. But I don't have to worry about it anymore because I made the decision, and now I am living my best life ever." Signed, me. It's time to decide what kind of old habits, what old parts of you need to be let go. Those of you who joined us for the winter solstice event, we got down to the nitty gritty. We wrote it down on a piece of paper. We wrote down all the attributes of ourselves that we were like, this is not going to work anymore. I don't want to be this anymore. I don't want to procrastinate anymore. Whatever it is, we wrote it down. And then we took fire to it. And we burned the piece of paper. And as that piece of paper burned, we watched it dissipate, and we watched those aspects of ourselves dissipate into the airs with it. I encourage you to do the same. Now, if you didn't know, if you haven't heard me speak before, then you know you better have your pen and paper ready. So I'm going to give you just a second to find something to take notes on, because once I go, I start going, and there may be a replay. You might want to check for that. So we already know that we have to decide to let go of the old self, but we have to really decide, who is this new self? What does this new self look like? What does this new self do? I want all of you to write down right now at least 2 things that you want to do in this coming 6 months, 2 things that you would like to be in these coming months, and 2 things that you would like to have. So in case you didn't know, anything that you desire desires you. And the only reason you have that inkling for it is because God, the universe, source energy, call it what you want, is trying to give you a drive or something to pull you towards who you really are. So you've been limiting yourself. You've been limiting yourself, just as Mr. Robert said, by this programmed self of who people have told you to be. You've been living according to titles. But is that who you really are? When's the last time that you thought, who am I? I challenge everybody to answer these 4 questions right here. 1, who are you? 2, what do you want? 3, what are you willing to do to get it? And 4, what are you not willing to do? You can apply this to every area of your life. You can apply it to relationships. What are you willing to do? What do you want? What are you not willing to do? I always start with the not. Like even with the wanting, I start with, what do I not want? Because if you figure out what you don't want, it directly points you to what you do want, whatever the opposite is. So create a list of the things that you don't want, whether it is thinking about clients. I don't want clients that don't show up on time. I don't want clients that aren't committed to their own success, because I can't want it more than you want it, although I do have the propensity to do that. But I had to decide what kind of clients did I really desire. And then they manifested. It's a new way of marketing. You thought it was all about the Instagram and the paid Facebook ads. No, it's about getting in vibrational alignment with your desired clients. It's about being in vibrational alignment with anything that you desire. Even the money. Money is nothing but energy. That's it. So if you want more money, then you have to raise your vibration. You raise your vibration, then you'll be in vibration with all of the things that you desire. See, a lot of you think that you need the money first and then you'll be successful. No. You have to be successful first. You have to have a successful system, a successful process. Once you become successful in your doings, then the money just follows you. If you're a type of person who has a nonprofit, you need to fulfill the mission. Focus on the mission and the money will follow you. So what is it that you desire? Who is it that you desire to be? So while we're doing all this writing, let's write down some attributes of the type of person that does the things that you want to do and who already has the things that you want to have. Let's just be honest. Everybody has a decision on how they spend their time and their energy. And what probably has to change is how you've been spending your time and energy. So the people who do and have what you desire, what do they do? What do they do with their time? What do they eat? Do they exercise? I'm sure they do. What successful, highly successful person do you see that is obese? There's only a small few, because it all goes together. The foundation of financial health is having your mental, your physical, your emotional, your spiritual health in order. Y'all worried about the wrong things. Y'all worried about eyelashes batting around and having on the latest things, trying to keep up with the Carters and the Kardashians. How about you keep up with yourself and what you really have going on within yourself? Because everything that we manifest on the outside as an experience is a direct reflection of what we got going on in here. So if you want a better experience out here, you better get a better experience going on in here. There's a multitude of ways you can do that. You really have to look at all the different areas of your life. I have 10 areas of life that I work with goals. And if you're interested in what they are, I'm having a vision workshop tomorrow. Go to Eventbrite and check it out. Me and the Motivator. And we're drinking wine and we are getting our vision together for 2021. Because I bet you a lot of you haven't done it. And we're almost at the end of January. Am I the only one who feels like January is almost over and I'm still in like December or November? That's how I feel. I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready for today. Like, oh my gosh, it's already here. That's how I know I have to create a better version of myself, because in the new version of me, it's going to be so ahead of the game and so prepared. They're going to be like, man, I already thought she was disciplined and a little OCD. What do we have here now? Anybody that work with me will tell you, I am like, I smile. I'm happy. I'm supportive, but I am a result-driven person. And I focus on getting the results. My clients will tell you, we focus on getting results and they get results. If any of my clients are in the building, drop in the chat box and you tell them what your coach does for you. If you have been somebody who has ever met with me to do a one-to-one session, just for a one-time session, you let them know what I have been able to do for you, because really it's not even me. I'm just pulling what's already in you out. That's all I do. I help people move those mind, body, spirit blocks that they didn't even know existed. But those are the things that's preventing them from having the success that they really desire. Because whatever we desire, we deserve. And that's why we have to create this new version of ourselves to have that. So we know that we have to say bye-bye to the old me. Write that letter. Don't forget. Burn up that other piece of paper of the old stuff that you no longer want to have going on in your mind, your body, or your spirit. Decide who you want to be in place of that. Write down the attributes of this new person, what they do. And then I want you to write down a third list. I want you to write down what you think you need to believe about yourself to start making these things happen. Because the reason that we're living the life that we have now, these limited beliefs come from limited beliefs. So what do we really need to believe to go to the next level? I have to really think about, what do I need to believe about Mimi the Motivator for Mimi the Motivator to be on the big screen? For that way, there's thousands of people, not just thousands of downloads. And shout out to everybody who listens to the show. We just hit where we're getting over 1,000 downloads per week now. Thank you for sharing the show. Thank you for listening, because it makes a difference. It makes me have to keep showing up. As long as you listen, I got to keep showing up. So thank you for motivating me, because your favorite motivator needs motivation too. So keep sending in your questions for me to answer on the show. So what else do we need to do? Well, I made a promise. I made a promise that I would share something about the law of attraction today. And so I am going to fulfill that. So I want to give you some quick steps so you can apply the law of attraction to your life. If you have never heard of the law of attraction, it is very simple. It's in every religion. It's in every book, every walk of life. Asking, you shall receive. Seeking, you shall find. Knocking, the door will be open to you. Jesus said, if you only believe. That was so many times in the Bible. You have to believe. So first of all, step one, you've already decided what you want. Now we have to make a request for it. So we're going to ask for it. But when we ask for it, it's more like placing an Amazon order. You place the order and you go on about your business. You act like it's coming. So that's this next step. It's to act like it's already coming. Act like it's the check is in the mail. The bricks are already being laid for the new house or for the new business. You act like it. You start walking a little taller and a little prouder. People gonna think there's something wrong with you, but that's okay. You just keep on walking and you keep on acting like you already know what's for you. It's already done. And so it is. You have to write it down. In the beginning was the word. The word is written, y'all. Y'all got to write it down. When you write something, there's a few things happening. First of all, you're telling yourself. When we write something down, it's like reading it 10 times. It's putting an impression in our neurons. I'm not going to get too scientific with y'all. I'm going to keep little words instead of getting all big and scientific. But it's also letting the universe know that you're serious about this, because you have now written it down. A lot of you got business plans, but do you have a life plan? Because that's what we're working on tomorrow. We're working on having a life plan. so we can know what we want our life to look like and have a roadmap to get there. The next thing that you do is this trust. You have to trust that it's coming. You have to believe. A lot of y'all be praying like, God, please let me have this. God, please make this stop. Make this person come to me. All this, no begging. No, that is not how prayer works. Prayer is gratitude. It is praise. When praises go up, blessings come down. It's not the other way around. You don't wait for the blessing and then send the praise. No, you have to say thank you first, just like you do with your waiter. You say, yes, may I have a filet Oscar with mashed potatoes and asparagus? Thank you. You say thank you before you even get the plate. So go ahead and give thanks in advance for what it is that you desire, because it's already waiting for you. So give thanks in advance. And then the last step is the easiest step and the hardest step, all rolled up into one: to receive. See, a lot of y'all can't receive because there's this process to being in the receiving mode. To be in the receiving mode, you have to be in the allowing mode. Can you receive anything without your hand? Like if somebody was trying to hand you something, can you get it without them putting it in your hand? No. If your door is open, can you receive a guest? No. Well, if the door is closed, excuse me. We have to open ourselves to allow. So you have to allow what it is that you desire to come into your life. But this is when things get a little tricky and a little sticky. You have to trust. I know that's the hard part, right? You're like, oh, I don't trust. I don't trust people. I'm not asking you to trust people. I'm asking you not even to trust yourself. Because some of y'all aren't trustworthy. And that's why you don't trust yourself. So I'm not asking you to trust yourself. I'm asking you to trust the energy that's beyond you. I'm asking you to trust the energy that's not even beyond you. It's actually within you. It's the energy that is standing beside you, that's walking before you. It's like your whole ancestors behind you. Everywhere you go, you got your ancestors behind you. I need you to walk around like that, like it's a gang of y'all, because it is. It's a gang of your ancestors behind you. Everywhere you go, God is with you, beside you, going before you, covering you, holding you up. Always having your back. That's what you trust. So anytime you can't trust yourself, and when you can't rely on yourself, when you can't rely on your own skills, that's what I want you to trust and rely upon, okay? Can y'all do that for me? If you can do that, put something in the chat box so I can know that you trust, and yes. Because that is what is required. In this new year and in this new version of you, you're going to have a new level of trust. You have to have a new level of trust that everything is always working out for you, because it is. Sometimes we're not sure about things because they look rough. I've been through a lot of rough stages in my life, but they all have brought me here today. So I wouldn't trade any of my yesterdays in. You need all your yesterdays for today. You need all your past experiences, all them skeletons in your closet. You need all of that for whoever it is that you have been called to be, whoever you have been wired and specially fabricated to be. God made no accident when God was like, okay, I'm going to go and step on the earth as this person. It was for a purpose. You came with something that nobody else has. And only you know what it is. None of us can tell you. And you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. It's that thing that you've been thinking about since forever, and it never goes away. No matter what you do, it just keeps coming back to your mind. And it's scary, and you don't feel equipped, and you don't feel ready. That's the thing right there. Have y'all ever heard the story of an acorn? I got one for you. So here's my acorn. So there's power in this acorn. There's an entire forest inside this acorn. There's an entire forest inside of you. All you have to do is be planted in the right soil. So plant yourself in the right soil. Plant yourself in the right environment. And then start watering yourself. And then I want you to start watering yourself like the bamboo. See, if you don't know about the bamboo, you can plant a bamboo in the ground and water it for 5 years. And all it's gonna do is just look just like this. I've been watering this one for 2 years. Isn't it so tall? It's so beautiful. But that 5th year, the bamboo shoots up like, I don't know how many feet. Somebody help me out. How many feet does it go up in the air? Is it like 9 feet in the air? In just like 36 hours or something? Very short. It grows like immensely. That's that overnight success that you see about people. It takes 5 to 10 years for an overnight success. I know I'm due. It takes 10,000 hours to become an expert. So become an expert at what it is that you desire to be. You know what you got to do. Let go of old you, invite new you in. I don't think there's anything else left to say. Besides, welcome to a new year. And welcome to a new you. My name is Jamia Wells Palmer. I am Mimi the Motivator, your favorite motivator's favorite motivator. And this is the Get High on Motivation Live 2021 New Year, New You. Thank you all for being here. I will now pass this back over to your host, Mr. James Flower, DJ Shield.
Are you motivated? Are you motivated? Are you motivated? I am motivated. I'm high on motivation. Today has been a Saturday like another Saturdays you had before. You have been woken up early, or you're in your midday and you've been sitting here for a few hours. Did you realize it's been 2 hours we've been on this, folks? Wow. This has been the best 2 hours you had on a Saturday since you've been a kid and you sat and watched cartoons all day. You have had the time to go through 6 amazing speakers to just learn about how you can get motivated this year. Things that you had in the past, you had in last year, you had in your house, you had in your mind, had now been shifted to a whole new spectrum. It's a better, different view that you had before. I'm motivated. If you haven't figured out, Mimi's my motivator. She's my motivator's favorite motivator. And I have several clients on here who, guess what? You know how I get motivated? I get motivated in this motivator. So now you are all motivated to do something different, something exciting, something inspiring, something that the old you wouldn't have done, but the new you is going to run with. So we're going to get ready to break down this, folks, and we're going to go once again and let you know, hey, we've got some great speakers. We've had some great speakers already speak. We got some great vendors coming up. I want to break down one more time, let you see who we have and where they're at, folks. So once again, your motivator's favorite motivator will be in room number 1. Your MC, your business and branding strategist will be in room 2 because I'm here for you. The emergency services of Diego will be in number 3. The COVID change around will be in number 4 with Ms. Vivian. Oh, and your distraction destroyer, Mr.